Welcome to the Accuplacer ESL Listening. Since you've all attended the first three, I will skim through and go right to the purpose of the test. The purpose is to measure your ability to understand English speakers from a variety of voices and different speeds. So you'll be wearing headphones and you'll hear, usually it's a conversation or a lecture between two people. And the test wants to know if you can understand what they're saying. And it determines your ability to comprehend those types of things, okay? The lecture component or conversation component, etc. And again, it will put you in the appropriate course based on how you answer the questions, okay? And I'm going to go right to the examples if that's okay for you, all right? You have the handout in front of you, and I'm at the part that talks about recommended test-taking strategies. So, what I suggest is this. You want to listen to the spoken conversation or the lecture that is followed by the spoken question first. So, let me say that again. There's going to be a conversation or there's going to be a lecture or some sort of classroom setting with a teacher. So listen to that first. Ask for scratch paper and maybe write down anything that you felt like was important. Okay? Then you're going to listen to the answer choices, which will be spoken and written. So you'll hear them and you'll read them. You won't be able to read this part. Make sense to you guys? Okay. Then you're going to click play and you're going to listen again to the conversation now that you know what the questions are asking. And we'll do a lot of practice in the next 20 minutes. I'll have you out of here by 3. This one you can do. And you'll choose the best answer. Okay? Helpful hint, be ready. The conversation begins immediately after you hit the submit button. So just sort of get yourself ready to listen, hit submit, and listen, and write down any key things that you think would be good. Okay? Be cautious and listen carefully. You hear and see the questions after you hear the conversation. So you'll listen to the conversation, then you can click another time to hear the answers or the question, and then you can listen to the entire conversation again if you want. Some questions are asked, they ask you to choose where the conversation might be taking place. You have to think about that as well, okay? Don't worry about it. You know how you didn't recognize all the words when you were reading? I can't remember which one it was, but you were still able to figure it out. That will happen. You may not understand all the words. You'll have to look for those context clues to figure it out. Listen for the main idea, use those clues. Listen for synonyms. Sometimes they'll say the word classes instead of courses or vice versa. And after hearing the questions, listen to the conversation again. You only have 3 times to listen to the conversation, and then you're locked out from listening to it again. So, first time, just sort of listen like one way. Then read what they're going to be asking you, and then go ahead and listen again, and use your scratch paper to write down the answers. Okay, make sense? And if you have to listen a 3rd time, you can, but know it's the last time you'll get. 2 types of questions, similar to the reading test, literal and inference. Okay? And if you follow along on the handout, you'll see, I think I'm on the back side, that when you have the literal questions, you're going to listen for answers that are found right in the conversation. You're going to hear the answers. They're literal. You might hear them say, according to the conversation. So similar to according to the passage in the reading one, right? If you hear according to the conversation, that means the answer is in the conversation. So listen that way. You don't have to look for clues. Okay? Let's practice a literal question.
I have read the description of the art courses in the college catalog, but I still have more questions. Where can I go to get more answers?
There is information on the college website.
I don't even know how to get to the internet.
Okay. So, Let's listen to, so we heard the passage once. Now we're going to listen to the answer choices for the question.
According to the conversation, the college's website is useful because students can use it to communicate with professors. It teaches students how to use the internet. Using the internet is easier than reading the college catalog. It has more information than the college catalog.
Okay, so now you know what they're looking for in the conversation. So now you would probably listen to the passage again, correct? Fair to say? That's what I would do too, completely, okay? So, I'm going to go back and I'm going to listen to the conversation. Do you have a guess on which one you think it is? Not yet? We know that it's literal because it says according to the conversation. So it's almost like 3 of these are false and 1 of them is true. Or 1 of them is best. Okay? So let's listen to the passage one more time. Does that sound like a plan? We'll see.
I have read the description of the art courses in the college catalog, but I still have more questions. Where can I go to get more answers?
There is information on the college website.
I don't even know how to get to the internet.
Okay?
D.
You think D?
Yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's got more information than the college catalog. She says that, right? So that's great. Good job. Second type of question is that inference. You take out your magnifying glass and you have to look for clues in the conversation to determine the answers. All right? They don't literally say it. Look and listen for words like these, similar to the reading test. Assumes, implies, concludes, or infers. So if the question was, well, let's listen first of all to a passage, okay? Just right now we're just listening for what it's about.
I really need to get a bite to eat.
That sign says it is 6 miles to the next exit. Let's get off there and have some lunch.
Sounds good.
Okay, that's not too difficult, but we don't know what they're asking, right? So, where does this conversation take place? Is what they want to know. On the highway.
On the highway.
On a highway, you feel like you don't have to look back for clues? Okay, if you think you got it, and then you could play this if you want, but you feel like you guys already know that answer, so the answer is B. Okay, good job. All right, let's practice another one, okay?
Excuse me, which bus goes to Central Park?
Well, the 22 goes there, but it's better to take the 7 Express. It'll be here in 10 minutes.
So in this short passage, we heard 3 numbers. We don't know what they're going to ask, right? But I just heard those 3 numbers. I might write those down on my piece of paper, and I'm going to listen to what they might ask me. Which bus does the man say to take?
7 Express. 8.
Which bus does the man say to take? A, the 7 Express, B, the 10, C, the 22 Express, D, the 22.
Okay, so you think it's 7?
Express.
Yeah? Does anybody else? Okay, you're absolutely right, but you could go back and you could listen to it again then. Okay? So when you get like questions like that, use your scrap paper, for sure. No reason for you not to. Remember, they won't offer it to you. You have to ask. Okay. Conversation 4, let's practice this one.
Thank you for calling TRAIL, or TRAIL, the Taped Registration and Information Line. The TRAIL system operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want information about classes offered by the college, press 1. If you want to register for specific classes, press 2 and follow the instructions. You will have 15 minutes to register. You must confirm your registration by pressing the 0 key before you hang up, or the computer won't accept your registration.
Come on, people.
If you have any questions, call the registration office at 555-4933. press 1 for information or 2 to register now.
Okay, so that is a lot of information. Okay, you need a tissue, honey? Don't worry, bless you. Here's a tissue if you need it. So that's a lot of information, right? So the first time you listen to it, you get the sense of, oh, holy cow, what are they doing? Well, this question happens to be a two-part question, so they ask 2 questions for it, okay? Let's see what the first one is going to be. What is the trail system used for? So none of these really relate to it, do they? What the trail system is used for. Is it used to go to classes, to get information, to register for classes, to speak to someone at the registration office, or to get your grades? Does anybody know?
B.
B? You got that the first time? It does. If we had time, we could have written out what this stood for, but that is exactly right. The answer is B. You would get your information. You could replay the conversation though, and you could just find out what that is, okay? That's a good, easy, literal question. What will happen if you do not confirm your registration? Anybody remember? That's actually not any of these either, any of these numbers or anything. If you went back and listened,
D.
yes, they will not accept your registration. Okay, but you can replay the conversation and hear it again now that you know what the question is. You will always be able to hear the passage, the question and the answer choices, replay the passage up to 3 times. Okay? Questions on that? All right. I don't think I'm going to review this because I feel like you guys have a good sense of this. There are a ton of different places to find sample test questions. Again, these are on the bottom of your handout. You can go to ESL Lab or learningenglishfeelgood.com. These are all actually websites we went to create this website. So I would encourage you to take these resources with you and to use them as well. But this is what you can expect from the ESL listening portion of the Accuplacer. So you feel ready for that one in terms of what to expect at least? Okay. Can I answer any questions on any of the 4 areas? I know, Gam, you want to maybe work a little bit more on connecting 3 different ways, and I would just recommend that we do that together. Watch me come to. Well, here's what we're going to do. Watch me do this. I'm going to teach you how to register, and you can have a one-on-one appointment with the coach. Okay? So if you go to COD's website, are y'all watching? And you type in this word writing right here. Do you see it? And you scroll down, you'll get to us. We are writing, reading, and speech assistants. And you could just schedule an appointment this way. Now, because you have never been here before, you'll need to make an account. If you get stuck, you all have a pen with our phone number or on the handout, and you can call us and say, I would like to schedule an appointment with a coach to work on Accuplacer language use. That's what you would say. And then tell them that you're a new student. And then we will work with you for 45 minutes, just you and a coach, to get you ready. Okay? Does that feel like you get some support there? I think it's a better idea. Other questions? All right, if I could ask you to complete that evaluation, that would be great. And thanks so much for coming today. I hope it was helpful for you. And have a great day. Take your time. I'm just going to